The Ark has always been a series about survival under impossible circumstances. Whether the danger came from failing spacecraft, political conflict, or hostile environments, every victory has carried a heavy price. Season 3, Episode 1 immediately reminds viewers that reaching a new planet does not mean the journey is finally over. In many ways, the real struggle is only beginning. After everything the survivors endured to escape the destruction of Earth and find a new home, Ross 128 initially appears to offer hope. Homebase 1 has finally been established, and for the first time in a long while there is a sense that humanity might actually have a future. That optimism does not last very long. By the end of the episode, 2 members of the rescue team are dead. Terrifying alien predators have announced their presence. An ancient technological mystery has emerged beneath the planet's surface, and there are already signs that Ross 128 may not be as safe as everyone believed. Let us break down everything the ending reveals and what it could mean for the rest of the season. The emotional center of the episode is Captain Sharon Garnett's rescue mission. Despite earlier warnings that large areas of the planet remain dangerous, Sharon chooses to lead a mission to recover stranded survivors from Ark 1, including an admiral whose knowledge and leadership could prove invaluable for the colony. From Sharon's perspective, this decision makes complete sense. Every surviving human represents another chance for civilization to rebuild. Leaving people behind simply is not an option for someone who has repeatedly risked everything to protect her crew. Unfortunately, the mission immediately proves why those warnings existed. The rescue team encounters enormous spider-like alien creatures unlike anything humanity has faced before. These are not simply dangerous animals wandering through unfamiliar territory. They establish that humanity is no longer alone on Ross 128. For much of the series, survival depended on solving engineering problems or overcoming human conflict. Now the colonists face an entirely new category of threat. An alien ecosystem that has evolved without humanity in mind. The first casualty is especially tragic because it involves one of the team's youngest members. The field medic dies almost immediately during the attack. The moment is shocking because medics usually represent hope during dangerous missions. Instead of saving lives, this medic never gets the opportunity to fulfill that role. The sudden loss also demonstrates how little experience humanity has with the planet's wildlife. Training developed on Earth simply cannot prepare people for creatures they have never encountered before. However, the episode's most heartbreaking moment belongs to James Bryce. Throughout previous seasons, Bryce developed into one of the colony's most dependable and courageous officers. His final act perfectly reflects the qualities that defined his character. Rather than thinking about his own survival, Bryce instinctively protects Captain Garnett. During the attack, he places himself directly between Sharon and the alien creatures. The spiders overwhelm him with brutal force. His helmet is torn away. He suffers catastrophic injuries. Despite everything happening around him, his sacrifice creates enough time for the mission to continue and ultimately rescue the Admiral. This is what makes Bryce's death so emotionally devastating. He does not die because he makes a mistake. He dies because he chooses someone else's life over his own. That decision perfectly captures the values that have allowed the Ark survivors to endure impossible situations since the beginning of the series. Captain Garnett's reaction explains why the ending carries so much emotional weight. As a leader, Sharon understands that dangerous missions sometimes result in casualties. Yet understanding that reality does not make accepting it any easier. Bryce dies protecting her personally. That fact transforms a military loss into something deeply personal. Throughout the episode's final moments, Sharon clearly struggles with survivor's guilt. She cannot help wondering whether the mission was worth the cost. The Admiral survives, but 2 members of her own team do not. This internal conflict will almost certainly shape Sharon's decisions throughout the season. Every future mission will remind her of the price Bryce paid. Another powerful emotional storyline belongs to Eva. Her response to Bryce's death is quiet but incredibly heartbreaking. Rather than avoiding the painful reality, Eva insists on watching every available recording from the mission. At first, this decision might seem unnecessarily cruel. Why would anyone voluntarily relive such a traumatic event? The answer lies in grief itself. Eva understands that accepting someone's death often requires confronting the truth directly. She cannot begin healing until she fully understands exactly what happened during Bryce's final moments. Watching the footage is not about punishment. It is about closure. Her storyline also carries extra significance because Eva has already experienced enormous personal loss. She accepted the destruction of Earth. She fought to prove her loyalty despite suspicion surrounding her background. Now she loses the person closest to her. The writers wisely avoid melodrama. Instead, Eva's grief feels painfully realistic. Sometimes the hardest part of loss is simply accepting that someone will never return. While the rescue mission dominates the emotional side of the episode, the planet itself introduces several major mysteries. One of the biggest concerns involves the atmosphere. Initially, Ross-128 appears capable of supporting human life. However, scientists soon discover that breathable conditions only exist within a limited area. Further away, environmental conditions rapidly become hostile again. This revelation completely changes humanity's long-term prospects. The survivors believed they had finally found a permanent home. Instead, they may simply have discovered another temporary refuge. That uncertainty reinforces one of the series' central themes. Survival is never permanent. Every victory creates new challenges. Even after reaching another world, humanity still has not escaped the struggle to find lasting security. The political situation remains equally fragile. Although everyone shares the same goal of survival, old divisions between the EF and the GSA continue creating tension. This conflict has followed humanity across space itself. Changing planets has not erased years of mistrust. The episode quietly reminds viewers that external threats are not always the greatest danger. Humanity has repeatedly shown its ability to create problems for itself. If those divisions continue growing, the colony could become vulnerable long before alien creatures ever attack again. Perhaps the episode's biggest mystery arrives through Angus. While exploring, he discovers a strange tablet unlike anything humanity has ever encountered. The object appears to be constructed from an incredibly advanced machine alloy. It cannot be scratched. It cannot be damaged. Even repeated blows from a hammer leave no visible marks. This immediately tells viewers something extraordinary. Whatever civilization created this object possessed technology beyond current human understanding. The tablet also changes how audiences view Ross-128. Until now, the planet appeared to be unexplored. Now that assumption becomes impossible to maintain. Someone was here before humanity. The obvious question becomes whether they are still here. The comparison to ancient Earth civilizations is especially interesting. Throughout human history, mysterious monuments and unexplained structures have inspired countless debates about forgotten cultures and lost knowledge. The tablet creates a similar mystery on an entirely different world. Rather than asking who built ancient monuments on Earth, the series now asks who built impossible technology on Ross-128. Angus and Kelly naturally decide to investigate further. Their curiosity represents one of humanity's greatest strengths. Unfortunately, curiosity often leads directly into danger. Their exploration ends with one of the episode's strangest moments. A sudden, brilliant flash of light surrounds them. The episode deliberately refuses to explain exactly what occurred. Several possibilities immediately emerge. The flash may represent an automated defense system protecting ancient technology. It could indicate that the tablet has somehow activated. It might even suggest contact with whoever originally created it. Another possibility is that Angus and Kelly themselves have been changed by the experience. The episode carefully avoids showing the immediate consequences, leaving viewers wondering whether the mysterious light will affect their memories, physiology, or understanding of the alien artifact. Whatever the explanation, it is clear that the tablet is far more than a simple archaeological discovery. It appears connected to a much larger mystery waiting beneath the planet's surface. The giant spider-like creatures also deserve closer attention. Although they function as immediate physical threats, they likely represent only one part of Ross 128's ecosystem. If predators of this size exist naturally, then the planet almost certainly contains even more unknown species. That raises another unsettling possibility. What if the spiders themselves fear something else? Science fiction often introduces dangerous creatures early before revealing an even greater threat later in the story. The episode may be establishing the spiders as only the beginning of the colony's problems rather than its greatest danger. Ultimately, the ending of Season 3, Episode 1 accomplishes exactly what a season premiere should do. It delivers heartbreaking emotional consequences while introducing mysteries large enough to sustain an entire season. Bryce's heroic sacrifice reminds viewers that survival always demands painful choices. Eva's grief grounds the story in genuine human emotion. The giant alien creatures prove that Ross 128 is far from a peaceful paradise. And the mysterious indestructible tablet suggests humanity has stepped onto a world with a forgotten history that could reshape everything they believe about intelligent life in the galaxy. Instead of ending with answers, the premiere expands the mystery in every direction, making it clear that humanity's greatest challenge may not be surviving this new world, but understanding the ancient secrets that have been waiting for them long before the first arc ever arrived.